couldn't believe it. I scrolled up and down, tons of texts, all about different things. When he'd be visiting, if he could pick up Kelly today, daycare for Dina, date nights, all sorts of stuff. I couldn't believe my eyes. Welcome back to They Did What? Your source for the internet's craziest, most entertaining stories, where I go over them, analyze them, and most certainly make fun of them. Today, going to go over a story titled, My Husband Has Been Cheating for the Past Decade. And a big shout out to Nasad for sending me this story. And guys, this story is about a gal. She is 30 years old, as well as her husband. They've been married for 5 years now and together for 11. So they've been together since they were like 19 years old, teenagers, high school, college sweethearts. Got married, in my opinion, too young. And long story short, one day, she discovers that something's not adding up. And finds out that he's been having, obviously, relations with another gal. Digs deeper and finds out it's way, way worse than that. Way more than she ever could imagine. How, you may ask? Well, turns out that he has a whole other wife. And kids. And has been hiding from her all this time. How? I don't know, but he did it. And now about how this thing goes down with her discovering it, what she does, reaching out to the other woman, handling him, etc., etc. Can't make this stuff up. Sodom and Gomorrah 2.0. And I try to keep it fair because, believe me, while there are plenty of gals out there that are horrible to their men, there are also some scumbag men out there too. I'm not going to deny it for a second. They definitely deserve what's coming to them. Why any guy would want to have two wives at the same time, I'll never understand. But whatever. So it starts off, it says here, I honestly am at a loss for words. I just don't understand why this is happening to me. I'm 30 years old, and me and my husband, who is also 30, have been married for 5 years and together for 11. Literally had a movie-like relationship. Just a constant honeymoon phase. Well, that ought to tell you something, because that's not realistic. Of course, it got boring here and there, and there were bumps along the road, but I would never have thought of this ever. Yesterday, I was looking up a recipe on Pinterest using my husband's phone when he literally got a message from a contact called Internet Company. But it was a video, which I thought was weird. So I clicked it. Within the video, there was a little girl saying, Dada, and a woman in the background that got super excited. Doesn't sound like the Internet Company to me. Now, why is she on his phone? Which tells me probably there were suspicions already. I couldn't believe it. I scrolled up and down, tons of texts, all about different things. When he'd be visiting, if he could pick up the girls, let's call her Kelly. Kelly's up today. Daycare for let's call her Dina. Date nights, all sorts of stuff. I couldn't believe my eyes. Holy shit. I imagined to find a woman on Facebook, or find the woman on Facebook. All it did was really hammer into me that this was really happening. I tried to convince myself that these weren't his kids. Maybe he was just cheating on me with someone else with kids. Please let him be cheating on me with someone else's kids. This woman had 2 daughters, worked an office job, and posted pictures of her daughters and what she made for dinner every night. So that's awful. And I'm going to assume, benefit of the doubt, this woman has been a good wife to him. I'll do that. But this is terrible. What kind of fucking piece of shit would do this, right? And again, why any guy in his right mind dealing with one wife, let alone 2? And how he's kept this hidden this whole time. You know, you have to ask about finances and his time and all that. Seriously. This reminds me of in the show Billions. You ever seen the show Billions? The character of Bill Stern, Dollar Bill Stern, how he had 2 families and hidden from each other and all that. The only difference was this guy was very wealthy, so he could finance that no problem. But she says here, I took a breath and messaged her. It was so much worse than I ever could imagine. These 2 girls were both his, one being 11 months and the other being 4 years old. I already was panicked at the thought of him cheating on me for 4 years until I asked how long. 10 effing years. They had been dating for 10 years. He kept up a double life for 10 years. I don't even want to fathom how. Apparently this woman had no idea as well. He had always claimed that he had to live away from her for work. He visited every weekend, which FYI, I work 16-hour shifts on the weekend and return during the afternoon and go straight to bed. She showed me countless videos and images of them together. I just couldn't believe it. How could he do this to me? Why would he do this to me? So for 10 years, he's been hiding this. I gotta wonder if this dude is a spy or something. That'd be the next thing, that he's a spy for another country. Pick a country. We've been trying for a kid for 4 months. I was so excited to go through this experience together, but that's wrong. It wouldn't have been together. I'm so glad I'm not pregnant. I can't imagine living this lie while pregnant. Well, thank the Lord she's not pregnant. Now she can divorce his ass and move on. I can't begin to imagine this divorce. I can't begin to imagine how money's going to be split up between both parties and all that. I mean, good Lord. I just can't look past this. I feel like such an idiot. How could I not tell? Why wasn't I concerned about never seeing him on the weekends? Why didn't I wonder why he took such frequent business trips? Why didn't I question why he was getting so many texts from an internet company? Why? Well, she said that pretty much their marriage has been like the honeymoon period. So she's been in such bliss, she would never think that would happen. And sadly, how many guys have been in situations like this too? They never imagine that their girl would pull something off like this. Now, it's not usually she's married to 2 dudes. She's just cheating with multiple dudes. She says, why did he waste my time like this? Why did he hurt me like this? Why the hell did he do this? Why the hell do people do what they do? You just have pieces of shit out there. It's sad. I don't even know how to confront him about this. I can't sleep. I can't even be around someone like that. Someone who could do this to me. I'm so heartbroken. I can't ignore it. My life is a lie. My life is ruined. I don't know how to try and move on. Well, that is the end of the first part of this. Now I'm going to move on to the second part in a minute. And all I can say is this, is that her attorney, good Lord, I can't imagine the stories that divorce attorneys and family law attorneys have when they're talking around the office with their coworkers, their friends and family. Yeah, it's supposed to be confidential, but you know damn well they talk about it. The attorney here in this one. But remember, there's a reason there's a saying, hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. And this guy is in for a world of shit. So for the update, it says here, this is an update and extra information. I've gotten into contact with a divorce attorney. I'm obviously going to divorce him to all the people saying we should be sister/wives. Oh, for goodness sake, this isn't big love. Pretty small update, but I want everyone to also know a bunch of information because the same questions keep getting asked. So here's the actual update. I haven't confronted him yet after dozens of comments advising me not to. Me and the other girl, I'll give her a fake name now. I guess I'll just call her Jenny. And she says, no, her name's not Jenny. We've been talking. She has agreed to not confront him only because we are married. I did in fact learn that my husband was supporting this other family of his, and apparently Jenny makes a very low paycheck, so she was financially dependent on him. She's financially dependent on this guy. He's fucked. Me and Jenny also got 2 sides of my husband. Me and my husband's life was eerily good. I guess you could say I never had any huge arguments. In fact, we rarely ever argued ever. And if we did, it was usually about me wanting him to get a different job because I was led to believe that he was only making $31,000 a year, which is super low for his occupation. How did it go with the tax returns? That's what I want to know. Because when he gets his W-2, because obviously it works for somebody else, it would say you made this. So he was claiming probably he made this certain amount of money, and to the other wife a certain amount of money, but on the tax returns. And how does he also do the tax returns as a joint return? I mean, seriously, because he has 2 wives. They got to wonder about that, but unless they're just simply letting him handling it and don't question it. Anyway, it's tax season, so this is in my mind. We had an amazing intimate life, all the normal couple basis. But apparently he wasn't so nice to Jenny. He was far more distant, literally also, yelled at her all the time, treat her like trash, only for him to bring her amazing gifts and take her out on amazing date nights and tell her how much he loved her the next week. Sounds like a nice guy, but that's probably what attracted her to him. She says, what the hell? But that's not it. He loves his daughters oh so much, even though he's screwing over their mom and acts like such a good father. Well, he's not screwing over just the mother, he's screwing over them because he's lying to them too, even though they're little girls. You can't tell me these girls are going to have serious freaking daddy issues once this is all unraveled. That makes me so mad. Like super mad. I can't even fathom why. He's not 100% trash. Should I be happy? But I'm not. I'm so mad at him. It's eating away at me that I just can't scream at him about how horrible he is. I'm pretty amazed that she's actually been able to keep this quiet while she's planning things with the other gal. Now here's a bunch of information to answer a bunch of questions. Number 1, how didn't you notice money missing? She says our finances were kept separate. We also got a prenup when we got married. Well, I'm all for separating finances, but, you know, again, the whole tax return thing with his pay, and I heard he would have a W-2 saying he's making way more. So if he's telling her he makes 31 a year, but he's really making 62, it would be right there on the W-2 form. But I guess she doesn't look at that. Number 2, how did he keep up visitations during COVID? Apparently he didn't. Jenny said that he mostly only called and FaceTime. If she dare brought it up, he'd just hang up on her. Real good guy, I know. Next one, why were you on his phone? She says, gas. Could it be my phone was almost dead? So I used his. Somebody was giving her shit about being on his phone. Yes, I noticed he had calls from her, but she was saved as internet company. Where are their internet companies now? This isn't the days of America Online or whatever. Now it would be the phone company. So I paid little mind. Oh, and funny thing is, I'm saved as spam call on his phone, which, fun fact, was a joke between us because I used to call him 5 times every day during our early 20s. People used to literally call me spammy. I occasionally got mad at him because of how he would know if it was spam or not. Pretty effing mad I didn't get weirded out faster. Oh, so she was clingy when she was earlier on. And yet he married her. Next one. How did you figure out via social media? How did you find her? She says, I usually only use Facebook to look at stupid memes and talk to friends. I had her phone number. That's how. Next one. Why didn't you text her instead of messaging her? Who gives a shit? Fucking questions these people get. She says here, I got this one as a private message, but I talked to her on Facebook because I didn't want him to see my number on her phone somehow. I know, paranoid, whatever. Next one. Why don't you just convert and be sister wives? She says, why? Why would I do that? Be sister wives? Again, what is this? Big Love? Y'all seen that show with I can't think of his name, but show out that was like 15 years ago. Next one. How did you not notice? Why did you get married so young? She says, I don't know. Maybe I trust my partner of 11 years. We got married young because he wanted to and we could. Well, getting married that young is stupid in my opinion. You know my reasons why. Clearly she didn't know this guy. Next one. How could he have the energy to keep up a double life? She says, I'm not him. I don't know. Honestly, it's beyond me why he would be with me and her at the same time. It makes more sense for him to have been with her full time than me. I think this guy's just a sociopath and just enjoyed the game. Or he's a spy. Next one. What about family? He told Jenny that he cut his family off years ago. He didn't. And Jenny grew up in foster care and was never adopted. Funny thing is, his family probably won't care that he cheated on me. They only care about what they only care that they were kept away from their grandbabies. And she says, oh, and as edit, Jenny gave me permission to tell all these things online as long as I don't give out her actual personal information. So that is where things left off. But this is pretty screwed up situation. I'll be paying close attention to see where the updates here with regards to the divorce and all that. But again, Sophomore 2.0, you can't make this shit up. And while obviously there are a lot of stories I do, the majority about the gals screwing guys over, there are also guys that are pieces of shit too. And they deserve what's coming. But again, why the hell do you get married twice? I just can't understand that reasoning there. But obviously to him it's a game. But he's in deep shit. Now a few comments before I wrap this story up. One guy says here, this is mind-blowing. The level of deceit, planning, and hiding he put into this is just next level. Like how did he decide who he married and who he had a baby with? Who he spent Christmas and other holidays with? Did he have separate friendship groups? How far away does Jenny live from you? Another guy says here, the prenup. Damn, didn't he break any clauses with this? The fact that he asked for a prenup when he only made $31,000 a year was the weird thing to me. But shit, a whole second family and all this. It's messed up for Jenny, who actually is dependent on him financially. Another guy says here, I'm so sorry, OP, this guy's pathological. Yeah, he is. Absolutely. But he's in deep shit. And I gotta wonder if this guy has I wonder if this guy's a third family. There's a question there. Or at least girlfriends. And there's more money in the picture hidden away somewhere. I mean, there's a whole can of worms in this situation. Another guy says here, this is beyond weird as fuck. I really hope Jenny doesn't stay with him. I don't think she will. Please tell me that she's going to ditch him too. I'll bet anything he somehow made her even more dependent on him and his finances by telling her, "Don't worry, baby, I'll take care of you and the kids." This in turn leads her to fall into a false sense of security, even though he's still struggling day in, day out to make ends meet. Ask me how I know. So there you go, guys. Can't make this shit up. And he definitely deserves what's coming to him. So I will keep a close eye as to see any updates. But if I don't see it first, and you guys happen to see this and want to know what happens, email me the link and I'll definitely follow up on this whole story. But there you go. Again, how he hid this so well, and again, the whole tax thing, I'll never know, and why he would want to get married to 2 different women in today's world. But hey, whatever. All right, guys, that's it for today. Be sure to comment down below and just think about this. And guys, you come across a good story like to share, by all means, email it to me, strongsuccessfulmale@gmail.com. Just give me some time to get to it, and I definitely will if it works for the channel. And be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. I'll catch you next time.